So get started here in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. So you've seen Sparkster, you kind of already know what to expect. This game does operate pretty similarly to it, but it's also quite different. That was a very tough jump I just did there.
Yeah.
Also, you're noticing me jumping a lot. This is also aptly called possum hopping. It's to keep my momentum. And the other big difference between this and Sparkster, the run you just saw, is the damage values of my attacks. Primarily, you're going to see a lot of the base sword being used as the main form of attack. There are... Oh, hang on. Oops.
So this game has a lot of mini-bosses. There are two different types. So this one in particular, it doesn't matter what type of attack you use on it. Every attack will do 1 damage, and then you'll have iframes, and you'll be able to attack again. This one is a different type. This is more HP based, so what attack you use actually matters. And he's using the sword swing, and every frame that the sword is actually connecting with the boss does extra damage. So that's actually the best way to get damage quickly.
As well as the projectile itself dealing fixed damage when it contacts the enemy also. You also have the different forms of rocket boost. Unlike Sparkster, it does matter which way you rocket boost for dealing damage. An orthogonal boost, aka up, down, left, right, the cardinal directions, deals more damage than using a diagonal rocket boost. You can also just use the spiral slash, which is using a rocket boost without directional input, but that's very poor for damage management.
I actually got kind of bad luck there on that serpent head. You're supposed to wait for him to leave the screen on the left side there, but he went way to the right there, but that's fine.
That strat right there is a lot more difficult than it looks as well.
Yeah, the castle's actually a very, very janky level design, and it's very hard to actually optimize your movement here.
Yeah.
Also, if you like the side swipes, regrettably, they're not present in this game.
Yeah, the rolling attacks, unfortunately. It's the biggest difference in fundamental movement between this game and Sparkster, the one I just ran, that there are no rolling attacks, and so there's no way that you can use more than 1 boost at a time. In this game, you use a rocket boost, and after you finish the boost, if you're airborne, you will enter a helpless state, where Sparkster, you can't do anything with Sparkster, and you will only regain control of him after he lands. Fortunately, while you're in that helpless state, like right there, you actually have full iframes. Nothing can damage you while you're in the helpless state, so there are some areas of the room where that is very exploitable.
Also, you notice I'm draining my health down. That's pretty important, too.
Yeah, so same as in Sparkster, you get a life bonus when you end the stage. It actually counts down even slower than it does in Sparkster.
It's more important in this game, yeah.
That was a perfect fight.
But nice. The damage management in this game, I would argue that the health management is quite a bit easier to maintain in this game, because most of the boss fights in this game, you ideally want to do them either with a specific hit that you take somewhere to set up a position, or just not taking damage. So for the most part, you can drain your health while you're going through the stages and enter the bosses with low HP.
So coming up now is the raccoon robot.
The repulsive raccoon robot.
Whoops.
Yeah, this guy's a little weird. His HP doesn't actually gain a stable value and start decreasing until he swings his arms downwards. So
I kind of messed up, but that's okay.
There is a mini-boss coming up where there is a very tricky quick kill that Dag can perform, and I know he's going to want some serious time for this, so I'm just going to quiet down for a bit. I'm sure he'll explain afterwards. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, getting that quick kill is very difficult. You want to explain what was going on there?
Yeah, so that mini-boss, he transitions between the foreground and the background. You might have noticed that waterfall there. He can be behind it, he can be in front of it. You have to kind of attack him on whatever side he's on, but as you can see there, he always starts on the back side, and I want to try to quickly kill him before he gets the chance to alternate to the other side.
Also, at the start of this minecart section, Dagran just risked taking a death to save a few frames, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Most bang for your buck there.
Yeah. Just to let people know, I am going for pretty much the riskiest strats until I know until I actually pay the price for it. So. Coming up here is a... Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's a very easy spot to die.
Yeah, so is this as well.
Yeah, so when the minecarts are flashing yellow, you have full control, but when they're not, you're actually kind of locked horizontally to their position. So you can see he's moving around at the moment, but the minecart's following him. When they're flashing yellow, they won't do that, and you'll just die.
Yeah.
All right, so I also have 4.5 hearts. This is the perfect health value for me, so I'm just going to try to kill these guys as soon as they come out, just because, I don't know, I think they lag the game by a few frames if I keep them alive, so...
It wouldn't surprise me, yeah.
Yeah. So coming up now is the main boss. Draco Dan, if you want to explain that fight.
Yeah, sure. So this boss has 3 different phases. First phase, you want to just get right in this guy's face and use the aforementioned sword swipe. Deals a lot of damage very quickly. That was very nicely done. He's taking...
there goes the chicken.
Taking a hit here to moderate his HP because he wants to take 1 more hit on phase 3. So ideally, in the second phase, he wants to do this damageless.
That's okay. That miss boost doesn't cost me too much because you might notice the boss is moving to the right there. Oh, that's bad though.
Yes, suddenly he went from having the best possible HP to the worst possible HP because he cannot take a damage boost on the boss's main body now because it deals 2 hearts of damage. So he's going to have to take this slower. Normally you would just keep facing left and let the body damage boost you to the right into his main body.
That's the boss fight.
I think what he may have been hoping for to recover it was to have one of the balls drop short and take damage off that, but it just wasn't playing nice.
That's very possible, yeah.
Yeah.
The start of stage 3 coming up here is, it's a very high-risk area if you're not very intimately familiar with the movement. Yeah. There's a rising and falling like lava pool, and if you contact that while you are in control of Sparkster, you'll just instantly die.
Very easy place to die.
Especially because there are some jumps, such as right here, where you cannot see where you are. You just need to know where you are.
All right.
That was very good, though.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so everything here is on cycles. So every boost here is pretty much calculated.
Yeah, assuming you don't take accidental damage anywhere, because that can really throw off your patterns.
Yep.
Nah.
I just got knocked out of it.
Is that caused by subpixel rounding? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that's subpixel related. All right, here comes the mini boss. Got to take out his right claw here. Drops his health, and now I go for the head. This is pretty hard to hit, as you can see.
So I believe with both the claws active, this boss takes something like 45 hits to kill. If you take out the right claw, it then removes 3/4 of its current health.
Yeah, so it takes only something like 10 hits to kill from there. Something similar, 10, 12.
All right, so another auto-scroller here. Gonna try to drop my health down, ideally to 4.5 hearts.
Yeah, the stage 3 boss is thankfully quite an easy affair. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it by saying that, but I can't imagine you actually making a mistake on this boss.
Yeah.
Bad luck at a GDQ? That's never happened before.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say anything because if anyone saw the hotfix race from a month ago, I did die on this fight, so...
Yeah, but you know how to not make that mistake now.
Yeah. That's why I'm coming into this fight, 3.5 hearts. So for whatever reason, this lava does only 3 hearts. The previous screen does 4. I don't understand it. Anyway, I am just holding left. And that's how you can dodge that whole entire thing. So there we go. There's my intentional hit. Yeah. So now this boss is going to drop some health for me, and then I'm going to grab that and then take a next hit to this. And here's the weak point.
Nice.
There he goes. And
You
that was
missed
the
that.
boss fight.
You missed that. You got to wait about 20 seconds for him to come back up again.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so coming up now is stage 4, and this is probably the scariest run, or the scariest stage in the run. a very easy place for me to die. So most of this will be taken care of by the couch for commentary, but I will start by saying that this stage starts with a mini-boss fight with Captain Fleagle, and we're going into a bit of bomb tennis here. I'm going to take advantage of a couple of things. All right, I got the setup. Perfect fight.
Yeah. Nice. Rocket Night Tennis coming to a game store near you.
I don't care if you can do that fight consistently. That fight sucks. I hate that fight.
Yeah, there's a couple things I take advantage of there. I'm trying to remember what it was. Every time he recovers from hit stun, he will throw a bomb in response, and he will always start by throwing 2 bombs. Anyway, time for me to focus here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take that one up for safety.
All right.
All right.
It's hard mode strats.
Go ahead, Draco Dan.
All right, so this mini-boss is a lot more dangerous than it first appears. You can see him dropping down and boosting horizontally into the boss. There are quite a few things that make that very dangerous to perform. This guy, as you can see, he's bobbing up and down. That was a very nice fight, but that guy's hitbox is very narrow, and it moves up and down, so it's very easy to miss that.
No. I did not feel safe doing that last one. I felt I jumped too early, or too late there.
Mike, did you find the strat here? Do I
No,
remember that right?
I think this was either Mikeyama or Vorpal when we first started learning the game.
Oh,
But
okay.
it turns out you can just hold right in that, and as long as you don't do any sword swings on the ground, because that stops your momentum, the lasers will just always open up for you like that.
Yeah.
Also, when you can enter this room here, you can actually just stand still, and this guy can't touch you with this attack. I don't know. It's
Let's go, strats.
let's go, strats. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, okay. You've got health, that's fine.
Oh.
Oh!
Okay, that's okay. Oh. Okay.
Okay,
Different
this is risky.
I can't remember the last time I saw this pattern.
Look how close that was. Like, this game's stupid sometimes.
Just taking this ultra safe. This guy does 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
The transition from that last robot phase into that final phase is especially dangerous as well because of all the lag that's happening there. That guy can sometimes just run into you and straight up kill you even when you're attacking him.
Yeah, a lot of lag involved, and the mistake there was that I did not get damage boosted into the robot there, and so
Yeah.
I missed an entire cycle.
Like he jumped at his body, but he wanted to turn left just before he contacted the body so that he get damage boosted to the right.
Okay, so now that we got the scary stage out of the way, we got this stage, which is, by contrast, the most relaxing part of the stage, because this is mostly an auto-scroller. That hit I just took there is pretty much essential, primarily because the mini-boss fight coming up, I'm going to be taking a specific amount of hits to him, and this will drop my health down to ideally 2.5 hearts.
Yeah.
And we'll go into more into why that is the important health value a little bit later in the run, or level.
Yeah. It is ironic, though, that Dag is right that this is like one of the more relaxing stages to actually play. Shouldn't really be the case, though, since once you're past this initial auto-scroller segment, virtually everything in the stage is a one-hit death hazard.
Yep. So it's pretty similar to hard mode at that point.
Yes, but they're all very slow one-hit death hazards.
Yeah,
So.
they're all very avoidable. Just
Alright.
be good.
So I'm going to intentionally abuse iframes here. Also, yes, that is a Gradius score you're seeing. You are not mistaken. All right, so that's good. 3.5 hearts is what we want. So this next hit will do a heart. So there's something interesting about all sources that do half a heart of damage. The next hit you take from a half a heart damage source will do a full heart of damage.
It's just because of the way the numerical value is actually round.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually like a hidden quarter heart. Like anything, so you see at the end the life value, each heart is worth 1,600 on that life bonus. And any source that does quote unquote half a heart of damage is actually doing 1,200, so it's really 3/4.
Yeah, like the robots that are chasing you during these segments, as I said, it's instant death if these guys catch you, but this is a speedrun, we go fast, that should never happen.
Don't tempt it.
You pass them all, that's fine.
Yeah. But now we're on to this auto-scroller, and of course, if you get smushed, it's death as well. So.
Yeah. Really, the key to this screen, though, is just to not panic. Like, as soon as you lose your cool and just make a reflexive movement, that's when you can actually risk a death.
Also, diagonal boosts are the way to go here.
Yeah.
If you try to sideward boost, you could actually get bounced back into danger. It's not fun.
Like, they knew that this screen wasn't really fair with the way that they placed the one up halfway through the screen. So that, like, if you get stuck here, you actually have effectively infinite lives to attempt this section.
All right, so here's our introduction to this little platform here. There's no hazards here, so it's a good little tutorial part of this level. Because now they're gonna bring this platform back, and now we got these shining spikes down here right below. And yes, they do kill me in one hit, so which is kind of scary because I'm gonna do a boost at the end that does risk death.
And this screen's about 45 seconds long.
Yeah. So let's go, Strats, and let's start. You have time for donations.
Awesome, thank you. We have $20 from Anonymous saying this is possibly the coolest speedrun I have ever seen. We have $25 from Nobleboy77. Hey there, Nobleboy here. Great job on the Sparkster run, Draco. Good luck on RKA, Dagron. Hope the Super Turrican 3-2 problem doesn't get you on this run.
Oh.
Keep on rocket flying, GDQ runners. Rocket boosts out.
Our boy, Noble Boy. Shoutouts to Noble Boy. All right, so here comes the risky boost. Got it.
Yeah. Pretty much as long as you follow the gem trail, that shouldn't go wrong, but you can wait a little too long to start it and not actually get enough height to make it.
All right, so you saw the mech fight in Sparkster. We're coming up to the mech fight in this game. Nowhere near as hard, rest assured, but there is a little bit of speed tech involved with it in the form of a dual exchange. Oops.
That still works.
Yeah. All right, so what's going to happen here is he's going to run away instinctively after a certain amount of health. After the first time he runs away, I'm going to try to go for a dual exchange. So let me focus here. Got it.
Nice. And that prevents him from backing off now. Like, he has one hit left. Normally when he has one hit left, he backs off as far as he can to try and get away from you. But by taking a dual exchange there, it stops him from doing that, so it saves a few seconds.
Yeah.
But that dual exchange is a lot more difficult to get than it looks. Like, the amount of time that he backs off initially there is not set, so you can't really gauge how long he's going to be backing away, and you do need to just react to when he lunges back towards you.
All right, so now we're on to the space level. This is what Toad and Whitehead like to aptly call the Gradius level as a joke, but this is also Draco Dan's favorite level.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to actually do this level optimally, and perhaps I actually haven't gone over this, but the auto scrolls are actually probably the most random part of this game. You'd think it would be the boss fights or something like that, but we've managed to mitigate and find strats for them, and now it's just the auto scrollers and how they progress that cause any form of randomness.
Yeah.
Oops.
The auto-scrollers themselves typically aren't like completely auto-scroller in the traditional sense, and that's because in these segments, the next waves or sections don't actually start until you have everything from the previous wave off-screen. So like if there's still objects from the auto-scroller present, the next wave won't start until everything's off-screen.
That includes if they drop like apples or...
Yeah, such as... Oh my god. Wow.
This could be dangerous.
Yeah, those rotating waves that come there, depending on what you hit, you either get a wave of enemies or a wave of health pickups. Daggeran has not gotten any health pickups yet, so this is sketchy. And taking a death in this stage is very costly because there are no checkpoints. Okay, nice.
All right, I'm gonna wait. Get the pack I want here.
All right.
Hold up. Okay. Slow down. Okay, good. Okay, that's still not much health to work with, but I can at least use the bullets. So this boss fight does 4 hearts of damage. So not a safe situation, really at all.
Yeah, even though I said there's no checkpoints through the stage, if you die on the boss, you do at least restart from the boss. So there is that.
But dying on this fight's probably the most costly in the game. Like, this is a short level, but it has the longest boss fight in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
So, oh yeah, I should probably also give a seizure warning here. This boss, every time he teleports, he'll flash a whole bunch of different colors. And he's going to keep doing this, at least until his first weak point is destroyed, which is right. Okay, this should be the last time. Okay, you're safe now. It's gonna, come on.
That's a bad spot. That is a horrible spot. So he's at least able to get the quick kill on the body like that, but you need to wait for this body to go off the bottom of the screen. So him going up to the top like that and then lunging was the worst spot you could have gone to.
Yeah, and like I said, that the boss's main body does 4 hearts there, so I kind of had to understandably pull out before before I would actually take another hit. Also, this next phase is he's really just doing the same exact tag patterns over and over again, so this is also yet another good time for donations if you have any. This star?
Sorry about that. We have $50 from the Mad Bicyclist. I love all the games you run, all the sleep I lose, and all the good you do, raising money for Doctors Without Borders.
Okay.
Yeah, can't take another one. Next
Yep.
one will be a full.
Yeah. That's still a fairly low amount of health to carry into the end screen, though. It's just one more cycle now. It's just 4 sets of the same cycle.
All right. Good. This blue laser can be baited out. There we go.
Nice. So we are coming up on the final stage of the run right now. It is very difficult. I mean, Dagran said he thought stage 4 is the most difficult in the game. I think this is the most difficult in the game.
Stage 4 is the scariest run for me to have done in the marathon. It's just the easiest place I could die. But this is what I would consider this the hardest stage. So pretty much up to the couch now to commentate, if you don't mind.
It contains the hardest fight in the game. With we had Axel Gear fighting Sparkster in the eponymous game Sparkster. That's going to happen in this game as well. The fight is divided into 3 phases, and the first phase contains the most difficult strat to perform in the game, which I discovered not too long ago, and I kind of wish that I didn't, because it really ruined this game for anyone who wants to go for world record now. In a nutshell, it aims to try and emulate what the TAS does, which is gaining a bunch of frame-perfect hits on the boss. But humans can't do that, so instead I settled for making sure you can get a hit every 2 frames. If you have a very precise position, and if you're able to reset that position every few hits to adjust for the fact that he moves left by a pixel every time you deal a hit. So that's coming up here. I'm going to be quiet and let Dagran focus on this. This is very difficult. Still more than fine.
Yeah.
That was still very good. The fight's not over yet, but that is the most difficult part of the fight. From here, it should be smooth sailing. He does have some audio cues, though, so...
If you notice there, he actually did a boost left. If you go off that edge of the screen, you die.
Yeah, very risky.
And you have to do Axel 1 again.
That looks like a good setup.
Yep.
Nice.
We got it.
Very nice. There is a lot more going on in that fight than it looks, and it's way too much to explain in the little time that the fight takes. Dagran has a very extended tutorial for this game, though, so if you're interested in what's going on, then there are now a lot of resources for the game.
Hardest room in the game.
The Hell Room, yeah. Very nice.
And we got it.
Very nicely exploiting the fact that once you deal damage to those guys, they actually lose a solid hitbox, so you can phase straight through them if they are taking damage.
Okay.
That works. As long as he doesn't get any horrible patterns from this guy, it's pretty much smooth sailing to the end of the game from here. This final boss fight is actually fairly elementary.
So there's 4 different phases. In the first phase, the weak spot will always appear in one of the top 3 positions. It's been really nice in the middle.
Okay.
That works.
Nice recovery.
This second phase starts off with this. If you're actually charging a boost during the diagonal lasers, the game lags. Like, you get like 3 extra seconds of lag. It's ridiculous.
I'm actually convinced that if I don't duck here in that whole laser phase, I actually lose frames automatically just from my idle animation here. Anyway, this phase here, I want to expose a diagonal weak spot. This does make him phase out sooner, comparatively to weak spots directly north, south, east, or west. So,
in this phase, the weak spot appears directly opposite where you are at a certain point in the swing. So that's why he's jumping over it, so it appears on the bottom, and you can see exactly where it comes out.
right, so I have enough health here, so I should easily live through the fight from here on out. But this is a pretty tricky phase.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just going by instinct of when to jump.
It doesn't seem to be entirely consistent where the weak spot appears, and it can appear in a very inconvenient location sometimes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, we every time he phases out, we have to wait for that weak spot to retract in first before he phases out. And this phase is not really a big deal. You can see it's the same exact spot every time I'm standing in this one spot.
Yeah.
And that should be the fight.
Yeah. It's not time, but this is pretty much it. Like, from here, it's just one auto-scroller to the end of the game, and I think at this point, Dag's pretty much able to do it without even looking at the game.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
No selfies with the room?
No.
I think Draco got enough for one GDQ.
For one GDQ. I guess since the rest of this run is now just one final auto-scroller that lasts about, I don't know, a minute and a half, I want to take this time now to shout out to a fellow runner of not this game, but of another game I do run. He is actually commentating this game on the Spanish restream, and that would be Jim SR. And who unfortunately threw Gunstar Heroes in the recycling bin, which is kind of unfortunate, but I can understand how he feels after that game.
Do I have time for just one quick donation?
Absolutely.
All right, we got $20 from WMD. Hey, Dagron. I'm the guy who accidentally crashed your game in the practice room yesterday. Sorry about that. Good luck on your run.
Nice.
That's as good an apology as any, I think.
I do remember. It's okay. It's okay. No one prepares for things like that. We didn't realize how touchy the cables were going to be.
Time is coming up when the screen fades to white, by the way.
Yes.
And
Time. Wow. I'm actually shocked that wound up just on the lower side of 28, actually, considering how that fourth stage boss went. But yeah, good run. Good run. Thank you very much, Couch, for commentating for me.
No problem.
Pleasure.
I guess up next is this guy of 5, so get hyped for that. And yeah, that was Rock and I Adventure.